Let me ask you something slightly uncomfortable. If earning more money automatically fixed financial strain, why do so many people with good salaries still feel stuck? Not broke, not failing, just constantly tight, month after month. Today, we're talking about why a higher income doesn't fix bad money habits, and why the problem is quieter and more common than most people think. Let me start with an uncomfortable question. If a higher salary automatically fixes money problems, why do so many people earning good money still feel financially stressed? Not struggling, not broke, just constantly tight. Earn well, they work hard, and yet, month after month, the anxiety never really leaves. This isn't a motivation problem, and it's not about laziness or discipline. It's something quieter than that. Picture a very normal scenario in the US or Europe. A 28-year-old professional earns around $75,000. Here in the US, or roughly 55,000 euros in parts of Europe. On paper, that sounds solid. After tax, health insurance, and basic deductions, that salary becomes about $4,200 a month. In Europe, maybe 3,200 euros. Now, life starts taking its share. Rent for a modest apartment, $1,400. Or a mortgage payment, around the same. A car payment or lease, $450. Insurance and fuel, another $250. Student loan or education repayment, $300. Phone, internet subscriptions, $150. Groceries and basic living, $500. We haven't talked about travel, or emergencies, or saving. And suddenly, that good salary feels in, not because the income is bad, but because the structure underneath it is fragile. Here's the hidden mistake most people make. They treat income growth as permission to upgrade their entire life. Bigger apartment, nicer car, more convenience, more comfort. None of these are irrational on their own. The problem is timing. Lifestyle inflation usually happens faster than financial stability. Let's look at the math calmly. That $450 car payment isn't really $450 over 5 years, with interest, insurance, and maintenance. That car quietly costs around $32,000. The apartment upgrade from $1,100 to $1,400. That's $3,600 extra every year. Not spent once, spent every year. These decisions don't feel dangerous because they're monthly. They feel manageable. But financially, they behave like permanent salary cuts. Now here's the psychological part. Most people don't manage money with math. They manage it with emotion and identity. A higher salary changes how people see themselves and how they believe others see them. There's pressure to look settled, pressure to appear successful, pressure to not feel left behind. And modern systems quietly support this. Credit cards don't ask if something is wise. They ask if it is affordable this month. Car loans don't show total cost. They show a monthly number. Housing markets normalize spending 30 to 40% of income. sometimes more, and call it standard. None of this forces bad decisions, but it gently encourages them. If this pattern continues unchecked, the long-term impact is subtle but serious. You don't collapse financially. You plateau. Years pass with little net worth growth. Savings exist, but they're shallow. Investments are delayed because there's never a good month. And when something unexpected happens, a job change, a health issue, a recession, the stress hits harder than it should. Not because income was low, but because flexibility was missing. Financially intelligent people don't necessarily earn dramatically more. They just think differently. They don't ask, "Can I afford this monthly?" They ask, "What does this cost to my future options?" They see money less as a reward system and more as a tool for control and stability. They delay upgrades, not because they're deprived, but because they value margin. Margin to breathe. Margin to say no. Margin to handle uncertainty without panic. This isn't about extreme frugality. It's about intentional restraint. So the real truth's simple. A good salary doesn't fix bad money habits. It just hides them temporarily until the math catches up or life forces a awareness is the real upgrade. Not guilt. Not fear. Just clearer thinking. If this perspective helped you see money a little more clearly, consider subscribing to the channel. Not for hype, just for calmer, smarter conversations about how money actually works. A higher salary feels like progress, and in some ways it is. But income alone doesn't create stability. Structure does. When spending decisions are driven by pressure, convenience, or identity, more money simply flows through faster. Nothing breaks. Nothing explodes. But nothing really builds either. The goal isn't to live smaller. It's to live with margin. Enough space to think clearly, adapt, and stay calm when life changes. If this way of looking at money made things feel clearer, not heavier, you can subscribe for more grounded conversations like this.